Today on Common to Good MTG, we're playing ORZHOV Zombie Delney. So we got black and white cards, and we're focusing on Delney, who loves the little 2/2 creatures with power of 2 or less, loves what he can do with them, and Ratadrabik, which when legendary creatures die, you create a 2/2 zombie version of it. So between the two of them and all the rest of your stuff, you're going to get some really crazy effects happening. If that sounds good to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome from Commonly Good MTG. I'm your host, recently held in contempt of court for being too awesome, Dr. You Can't Suck It. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. You Can't Suck It. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from, say it with me, secret underground headquarters. And I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aesyra Hub. Once again, posted by whoguess. Whoguess, he's been knocking him out of the park lately. All right, so we're going to take a look at whoguess's decks, which he's entitled ORZHOV Zombies Delney Can't Die. I shortened that down to just Zombie Delney. So, yeah, sounds good. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in his deck. We'll talk a little bit about how it should work, and then we're going to go out. We're going to crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got here? We got Skrelv, which is toxic 1/1, can't block, and you can use them to give another creature toxic and hexproof, and cannot be blocked by creatures of a particular color, of whatever that hexproof color you pick. So this guy is a defender of other creatures you have, and you're going to need it because these guys are targets. Tinybones causes a discard. This guy allows you to go and steal things from people's graveyards. That's the destruction of creatures, enchantments, or planeswalkers. This gets rid of creatures or planeswalkers, gets rid of creatures or planeswalkers. If you blow up a creature or an artifact, you get to put a popo counter on Bartolome here. So the cool thing is if you have out Ratadrabik, you can kill one of your guys, which will get a popo counter, but then swing it back around to have that same guy as a 2/2 version of itself, except for it's also a zombie. And other than that, he's exactly like himself. So there's a lot of synergy going on there. Elas comes out whenever you gain life, and whenever your opponent whenever one of your creatures dies, your opponent loses life. If you got out Delney, then creatures with power of 2 or less can't be blocked by creatures with power of 3 or greater. And one of your creatures with power of 2 or less triggers an additional time. So that would mean they would lose 2 life, you would gain 2 life, you would gain 2 popo counters. All that comes into play. If these guys are too big because they are 3 or more, all you gotta do is kill them, at which point Ratadrabik will turn them back down to 2, which will allow you to double up their abilities. Gix will allow you to draw cards. Zoraline will allow you to get guys back from the graveyard, which means that you can then, except for their legends, so you wouldn't want to kind of do that. And then you got Sheoldred, which punishes people for drawing cards and gives you life for you drawing cards. And we already talked about Ratadrabik, who creates zombie tokens out of your dudes that die. This will keep your legends alive, and everybody you got is a freaking legend. So this will help that out, as well as also being mana for playing legends. And then we got a man land, a couple of those, some decent dual lands, and some regular basics. All right, so what are we doing? We got a good amount of control. We got a bunch of little legend guys out that'll do weird stuff. But we have the ability to pull some wicked combos, and hopefully that's enough to win the game. All right, so before we go out and do some damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Sheoldred, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. We're playing against TripleZ. We got 1, 2, 2, 3. Got all the mana we need for 2. That's great. Hey, Chomper, it's good to see you. Yeah, I know. It's nice to see you too. Thank you. 2. No attacks. Skrelv is a defender of life and virtue. You're wondering what Skrelv does? You haven't seen him before? You just want the treasures? Yes. And yes. Oh, the 2 guys I can't play. How fantastic. Gwenna. All right, let's Delney this up. I want to give something up. Skrelv will provide another valuable service here. Alright, cool. Can't put another Bart, so Bart's just going to sit over here and do nothing. How many cards I got in there? There's 2. I don't want to kill her. That's the question. Let's just do it. Let's discard a card. We'll get rid of this guy. And we'll get rid of this Bart. Looks like I'm killing myself is what I'm doing. All right, I'm going to choke everything back. Get Lost is probably my best friend. Because he's wanting to put out creatures like dinosaurs. He's got the mana for it. He got a bunch of little eggs. And we win! Boom, boom! Goes the room. Playing against countermaro, whatever that is. Keep. All right, let's Tinybones them. I mean, it's the discard kind. All right, let's throw that out. We'll get a guy out there. Pour some in the mill. And we're done. All right, I could kill that now is what I could do. Do I care? I don't care at the moment. mean, if he wants to make a copy of a counter, he doesn't have any to make a copy of. There's a guy. I'm not all that concerned about it. Mill. I mean, you can jump. You can pick a second guy. That's about it. Alright, so this guy's loaded up on cards at the moment. He's not doing anything, is the big deal. Eat it a little bit more. Yep. If you want to make him strong, you could pop it all the way. You have 4 mana. Nope, just gonna let it go. I think you're trying to go in for a trick is your deal. Maybe we should surprise them. Let's go for it. Alright, so now he's going to pop it up to 4. He's going to throw his dudes in front, and he'll start picking people off is what he thinks he's going to do. You still got 4 mana. Alright, you're down to 4. You draw a card, you'll be down even worse than that. Let's pop one of these. I can't do anything with it otherwise. Let's give it to him. Alright, land. Pop this guy out. Do it again. He's down to 2. You're back up to 6. That's not great. Alright, put out Skrelv. And if I try to send them in, I can't do it until next turn. Let's... Next to attackers. Alright, let's see if he has to block. You can always just throw a chump in front of it. If he tries to kill it, I could always just protect it again. Come on, don't gain any more land or life, you jerkwad. No more life. Alright, you're down to 1. I still can't protect anybody. Skrelv's still smoking black rings at the moment. All right, you got me below 20. Temporary lockdown. That's not going to do it. That's exile. I could always just kill it and get my guys back. More life, unfortunately. All right, now I can do 4 straight up. And just win the game here. And we win! Good job, Dark Queen. Victory! All right, we're playing against Meetch. Free mana. Let's keep it. Got a little bit of control. I'll put out the black. Sure, it's pain land, but whatevs, man. Whatevs. I'll pay. This guy's going to require another black before I can get him out. Yeah, welcome back to my hand. All in. So I need 2 blacks, 2 backs, 2 blacks, and this guy's legendary, so I can't put him out. Nothing in my hand, it can go out. Alright, you're still stealing him. All right, does he want to give it up? All right, good for me then. That's a food token generator. Go, 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 Speed Racer. About the second one. Boy, I'm thinking Elas at this point. But my pain lands are killing me. All right, snaggletooth it in. Let's go ahead and kill this guy. Take the action. I could afford it. All right, there's Skrelv to help out. Of course, can't do anything until his next turn. I hate the way he blows smoke rings for like my turn and somebody else's turn. All right, let's send in next to attackers. Yes. All right, whatever he's holding on to his hand is gone. What was that there? Destroy artifacts and enchantments. All right. All right, Gliss is the devil. Unfortunately, Skrelv can't protect. We can sneak through. I could just pick green or whatever at this point. Send guys through, but looks like that's what we're going to have to do. All right. Restless Fortress. Next to attackers. Take the action and let's get a nice Bartolome. Nice, down to 5. Gix is still teaching us stuff. We're over 20 life. He's got to defend is his problem. And all we got to do is send in Sheoldred again. He's trying to figure out how to make it happen. He could generate food is what he can do. All right, Glissa is now tapped out. Can't attack. I don't know what you're planning on doing. And we win! In your face, Duffy Moon! Alright, we're playing against Silience. Silience, there you go. Keep. Alright, I'm getting the impression this guy just wants to kill people. All right, there's our third. Let's throw a little bait out. What is Bart doing there? Just gonna let that happen. All right, there we go. What is this guy? Whenever each opponent loses 1 life. All right, let's see. I'll try to get Zoraline out. He's got 2 blues, so you can try countering me. Looks like he's going to try to do something. So I need to get Ratadrabik out, but I need to get another mana before I can pull that one off. All right, I'm going to be out there slow and unpragmatically. And in we go. All right, you're killing me here, Silience. You are killing me with your boredom. Tick-tock. You might as well keep going for it. All right, there you go. You made a decision. Congratulations. All right, we just got to keep Skrelv open to be able to keep Ratadrabik out. All right, that is really good. I'm down to 5. That's not the best in the world. Next to combat. All right, so we can easily take 3 hits right here. He's down to 5. If he draws a card, he's going to start losing. We need Sheoldred. I don't think... Yeah, we got Sheoldred in here. Can't block flying, man. All right, why don't you sit here and think about it for a while? You haven't roped recently. Black, huh? All right, does he have something extra up there in his hand? All right, you are playing defense there. Nice. All right, so what I got to do is what? Roll in on him with everything. He blocks one. Let's put out Sheoldred first. It's fine. Is he going to counter poor Sheoldred? Oh, I don't have it. Ooh, that's too much. Just go in, baby. I'm too low. Like, if you would have... The problem is, if I would have lost 2 life to be able to make that happen, I'd be at 3, and then he'd just be within the kill zone for that. Don't you lose a life for that? And we win! Suck it, sucker fish! Alright, we were playing against Aesyra. Aesyra. There we go. 3. Everything's 3. Keep. Squeaky Squeakerton there. Caused my head to hurt. Welcome to play. That's a lot of juice. Alright, let's just take it in and end it. Okay, I can't forage, so it's Bitter Triumph is all I can do. Is there something I want to give up for it? I don't think so. I mean, I'm at 3 life. I'm at 13 life. I'll be down to 10 after this move. I gotta milk this as long as I can. You draw cards off of that? Yeah, you do. 2 of them. Alright, there's number 3. Comes out slow. Can't use this at all. Let's just go on in. Should I just throw it out as a blocker? No, because you can't block regardless. You can never block, so we're cool. We can't do anything. This costs too much. I don't have anything to forge. What, 3 cards, right? I only got 1 in there. Hopefully we survive. There we go. All right, should we just kill it? 1, 2, 3. That is an instant. All right, we're good. We'll leave the 3 open. So the cool thing is if they only have like one dude, you know, they have very few dudes because they're just so full of trying to pump. You don't have any way of keeping yourself alive up through that. How does that feel? Yikes. That's what you were looking for. All right, so we can keep Elas open. He can't be shot. Let's put him that way. All right, what do we got now? We've got 5, and my guys are all way too expensive, unfortunately. This is not going to do me any good. Let's just go gain some life. All right, you got single cards. You could double strike, which means you could do 2 points of damage unless you can get you guys pumped up. Death Touch is going to kill it. I'm going to have to block with the bat. Just go for double strike, man. There you go. Okay, that's the best scenario right there. Ooh, I can't believe we got away with it. All right, let's put this guy out and then we'll Delney it. Nice, we got 2 points out of the deal. All right, and is there more guys to bring back in here? Nope, nothing like that. And what, you can't block or something? Can't be blocked. Oh, because Delney's out there doing what Delney does best. That's what the deal is. Really, you chose to do that. And we win! Yeah, this guy was just way too aggressive. Victory! Alright, so we are with Zombie Delney deck. Essentially, what is it? ORZHOV Legends is more like what it is. But it's definitely trying to use Delney to create duplicate effects, and Ratadrabik to put out little tiny dudes that then Delney would totally love. So I never quite got Delney and Ratadrabik to work at the same time. It didn't really work out, but I could see how that'd be an awesome combo of things to happen here. Yeah, it was an incredibly good deck. It was good for winning. Maybe it was a little too thinky for me. I was hoping to be a little bit more aggressive in my playstyle. It wanted to be. I did appreciate the control, but I did have to think about what I was doing, and that just held me back, baby. You know I don't have the brains for that kind of thing. All right, so let's take a look at it. Who's my MVP? Who's my most valuable player? Looking. I'm gonna say it's probably Skrelv, because Skrelv keeps everything else alive. It's like people had no idea. It's like they didn't remember like Skrelv. Where is Skrelv from? Phyrexia. I don't remember how long ago that thing was. Was it literally long enough ago that the newer players just have no idea what Skrelv is? You don't see Skrelv very much anymore. People had no idea. Like, I know, like, when I see Skrelv, you pretty much have to kill Skrelv, because Skrelv's job is to keep everybody else alive, and that's recurring. You don't even have to sacrifice Skrelv to do it. It just sits there and just goes, oh, yeah, okay. I mean, you can only do it once per turn, but still, there's lots of great guys to keep alive, and Skrelv will just keep doing it. You got to kill Skrelv off. People just left it alone like it was nothing. They thought, oh, look, he's got like a toxic on him. He's a toxic boy. Nope. No, he does. He could do that, but his main job is to keep the rest of the guys alive, and he does a fantastic job of that. So I'm going to give it to you, Skrelv. I think you're what made this deck better. Everybody else is good, but it's great because Skrelv can keep them alive, probably. Plus, you come out at 1. You're very kind of aggro that way. I liked it quite a bit. All right, let's move on. The question after that was this deck competitive? Yeah, I took it on ranked. It did very well. I took it in casual. I ended up getting a 75% win rate. That's good numbers right there. 3 out of every 4 times I played, I won. Yeah, apparently it is a competitive deck. There you go. Let's see. And is this deck fun? There's like 1. There's 2. You see everything's rolling in 2, which means you're able to get things out. You're getting Tinybones out, Bartolome, Elas. You know, you had some control. We got some Skrelv action. Nothing was super aggressive, but you were definitely laying down some dudes, which made me feel a lot better about what was going on. Then you get into 3s. You know, your mid-range aspect to it. Really, Ratadrabik, I mean, at 4 is the highest you had to pay for anything. This had like an aggro flair to it. It's just your guys are not very aggro. They definitely are a little bit more on the defensive since they're weak, but they didn't have death touch. The combos here where it comes together. So yeah, it was a fun deck that way. Let's get into, was it interesting? I'm going to say yes, and that because of the combos, that's where it made it into an interesting deck. You know, you're trying to get out Ratadrabik because that way if your other dude's alive, because I keep Skrelv alive, right, to keep Ratadrabik alive so that everything else could die, so that everything else can come back as a little tiny little zombie token and a 2/2, which means if you had a Delney out, then that means that they all can't be blocked, and they would get double their abilities every time they would trigger or something. I mean, it would be a great little trigger. Like if Sheoldred died, you got back a 2/2 Sheoldred, so that Delney could give you twice the abilities of what was going on. Then everybody would lose 4 life per turn that to draw a card. Oh, that would be so good. And Zoraline is good at bringing stuff back. Unfortunately, all it can bring back is the stuff that is 3 or less. So that's everything from here over. Yeah, I guess I really wanted to bring back Sheoldred and Ratadrabik. You couldn't do that. These guys are kind of outside of the realm of what you can draw back. So, whatever. You do what you can. Plaza of Heroes did a good job of keeping things indestructible and hexproof. Only 1 guy. So between Plaza of Heroes and Skrelv, you can keep the key pieces together that you really need and let the rest of them, you know, flow through the graveyard and back. All right, so there we go. Let's add this thing up. Was this deck competitive? Yes. Was it fun? Yeah, it wasn't as aggressive, but it was still a good mid-rangey kind of deck that way. And lastly, was this deck interesting? Absolutely it was. You know what? Because of the lack of super aggro action straight up, I'm going to pull this thing back slightly, but still, I'm going to give this deck a straight A. It's a full-on fun deck that I bet you a lot of people will love if they're not stupid aggro maniacs like I am. And they'll think this is a fantastic deck to play. So there you go, straight A deck. If you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun with it as I did. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.